How to beat a narcissist at their own game. How can you back them into a corner and keep them at a safe distance? Is it possible to teach them a lesson? The truth is, there are ways to accomplish all of this, but not by diving into battle on their terms. That's their domain, where they excel and exert control. Engaging them is like wrestling in the mud. Your opponent may relish the challenge, ready to get their hands dirty, while you are left exhausted and ultimately hurt. But is there a way to communicate effectively and protect yourself from their negative influence? Don't miss today's podcast, where we'll explore wise strategies for dealing with narcissists. I've emphasized many times that narcissists feed off others' emotions. They are emotional predators, parasites who thrive on your reactions. The moment you show emotions, anger, hurt, or frustration, they feel in control. When you engage in their fight, reacting, shouting, or arguing as they expect, you've already lost. This isn't your true self, but conflict and turmoil are essential to their personality. They lack depth and complexity beyond manipulating emotions and creating chaos to destabilize you. So, what should you do when faced with the narcissist's provocations? The key is to stand firm without losing emotional control. Don't give them the reaction they're seeking. Instead of defending or justifying yourself, establish boundaries with calm and control. You have nothing to prove to them. They already know what they've done. In fact, they're fully aware. But accountability was never their aim. They just want to shift all blame onto you, making you feel as if you're the root of all problems. Don't fall into pointless arguments, which only lead to a vicious cycle, while you gradually lose your calm and your moral strength. Another important step is to refrain from explaining. Why justify yourself when they deliberately twist everything you say or do? They're not interested in the truth. All they want is for you to fall into confusion, making you feel as if you're losing your sanity or sense of clarity. They want you to doubt yourself, trapping you in their control. So remember, you don't owe these emotional manipulators any explanations. Keep your confidence intact, knowing that silence is your best protection. They cannot handle what you expect of them, much like asking someone without hands to perform tasks requiring dexterity. Their mind doesn't operate as yours does. Past psychological trauma may have shaped their thinking and reactions. So, let go of the hope that they will understand or validate your point of view. If you enter a discussion expecting their support, you're only setting yourself up for disappointment. All they see is that you're giving them exactly what they feel they deserve, nothing more. To effectively understand and deal with a narcissist, it's essential to grasp how their mind and psyche work. In a relationship with a narcissist, the only way to achieve what you want is to use flattery tactics or to create leverage to reach your goal. Compliments like "you're amazing" or "I can't believe you pulled that off" create a protective layer for you in interactions with them, as they feel bolstered and their ego reinforced. This minimizes the risk of attack or negative reactions from them, while also giving you a chance to achieve what you desire. Narcissists typically don't care about others' needs or perspectives. They crave adulation and a sense of importance. By using praise to direct their attention, you can avoid unnecessary clashes and create an opening for them to permit you to pursue your intentions. You can even turn your idea into their idea during a negotiation. If they believe it's theirs, they'll agree to it more readily without realizing it. To maintain long-term control in such a relationship, you may need to use a higher-level leverage. This means targeting the sources they hold most dear, like their reputation, social image, or standing with those they value. When you threaten these premium supplies, you impact their self-esteem and touch on a narcissist's most fundamental fear, the loss of societal recognition. This is what they crave most, so your ability to achieve what you want will increase if you show them that disagreeing with you could endanger their public image. This approach, much like the sly, strategic leverage method, is based on a deep understanding of how narcissists think and react. Narcissists view the world through a self-centered lens. They lack the capacity for genuine empathy, which limits their ability to form reciprocal relationships. Thus, expecting to have a balanced relationship with them is unrealistic. To a narcissist, relationships are merely vehicles for ego reinforcement, and fulfilling their need for admiration and power. While narcissists may be easy to understand in theory, you can often predict what will trigger their reactions. They are incredibly challenging to deal with due to their lack of emotional flexibility and insensitivity to others' needs. Narcissists lack the capacity to accept others' perspectives, so they will never consider your needs unless it serves their own interests. The only way to communicate and work with them is to accept this reality and adjust your expectations accordingly. The most important thing to deeply understand is that, no matter how strong your desire to salvage the relationship, you cannot bear the entire responsibility on your own. Relationships are a two-way interaction. You do not deserve to be held accountable or punished for the pain you have bravely shared. You have every right to set standards for how you are treated, and this is an essential step to protect your self-respect and psychological safety within the relationship. Boundaries are the standards you set not only to maintain respect from others, but also to show self-respect. This is not about being rude, rather, it is the fundamental condition that allows you to maintain integrity in relationships. Without boundaries, you risk being exploited and drained. You will feel like you're being pulled into an exhausting, never-ending cycle, especially if you tend to please others or fear rejection. Setting boundaries is what will help you avoid exploitation, burnout, and feelings of abandonment in relationships. Many people view boundary setting as rude, but the truth is that we often don't consider it rude when others intrude on our time, energy, personal space, or even our physical selves. When they yell or insult, we may not react strongly. However, setting boundaries is your way of saying, "I deserve to be treated with respect and kindness." Setting boundaries does not mean seeking permission from others. It is about protecting yourself without needing approval. You might say, "I won't engage in a conversation if you yell or insult," and be ready to walk away if needed. Boundaries are standards you create for yourself and uphold, not something you wait for others to accept. For example, if someone begins to shout, you can state that you will step away from the conversation for 30 minutes. Sometimes gently saying, "I know you're trying to help, but I can't continue this conversation right now," is a way to protect yourself and create the necessary space. If your partner doesn't respect this boundary and continues to threaten or pressure you when you try to leave, it has escalated beyond a communication issue into a personal safety issue. Violent or threatening behavior is illegal and must be taken seriously. If you cannot control your own safety or find a moment of peace to regain emotional balance, this is a clear indication that the relationship is harming you. In a healthy relationship, you don't need to fight for respect, care, or equality. These are fundamental elements of any relationship. Setting boundaries can be difficult, not only because of the complex process of self-discovery to understand your own needs, but also because you constantly face the question, what if they don't respect my boundaries? The reality is, you never deserve poor treatment or disrespect. You deserve kindness and respect. When you realize your true worth and no longer accept disrespectful behavior, you'll see more clearly that what you are asking for is not too much. Perhaps you are simply asking it from people who are unable to give it. And while you may express honesty, respect, and patience, the other person may still respond negatively. This will be painful, but it will also be the truth. The truth is, some people are incapable of loving and valuing you in the way you deserve. If setting boundaries causes the relationship to break down, it indicates that the relationship did not have a solid foundation to begin with. Its demise is merely a matter of time, as any relationship lacking mutual respect cannot endure.